Hey guys, so I think a lot of players will find this video very relatable. In this game I'm using Sicilian as a mage, and my teammate agreed with that, so there was no confusion in that part. But little did I know that that was the biggest mistake I made in this game. I trusted my teammates, they will do their part, and you will see what I mean very soon. These are the builds and the emblem setup.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
At the start of the game, I always buy a magic necklace first when I'm playing him as a mage, then prioritize the jungle item.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed.
I wanted Faramis to go hell or 1-1 in the bottom lane, but I think he was upset that she picked a marksman.
First blood.
Okay, actually not too bad, we got the first blood. Everything seems to be okay.
Blood.
Oof, I really needed the lethal for the mana regeneration, but that's still okay. As long as he's around, I will still benefit from the buff. Okay, it seems like they want to play proactively and invade the red, but with our team composition it's not a good idea, since we lack the early damage.
Request backup.
Maybe if I ping Gather, they will realize it's not a good idea and will help me take the buff.
Curse.
Request backup.
I mean, they should know Sicilian really needs the blue buff when play as a mage, right?
Blood. For blood.
Okay, they try to gank the top lane, but fail. After the failure, they will surely come to help me take the buff.
Such a tender.
This Nana is going to be pretty annoying in the early game. She's lucky I don't have the buff, or else I could have easily killed her.
Backup.
Blood.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Maybe if I type it and ask them directly, they will surely help me. I mean, they want to win the game, right?
Ally has been. You have slain an enemy.
Such a tender. Lambent moon.
Request backup.
Do you fear
You have slain an enemy.
Racing.
Need assistance.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Why are you so cold and pale? Just like the moonlight.
Killing spree. Request backup.
Maybe if I keep pinging, it might work.
Request backup. Request backup. Turtle resurrecting soon.
Living forever is not a blessing, but a curse.
An ally has been slain.
Okay, maybe I should just present the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Red Shadow Legends. Unfortunately, this video is not sponsored by Red Shadow Legends, because at least that will have been a consolation for what's happening right now. I know that a lot of you guys can relate to this situation, but I'm going to show you what I usually do when I encounter these kind of teammates. I'm going to start taking matters into my own hands. Don't give up in this kind of situation. Don't let the action of others control your emotion. I know that many players will have you simply gone AFK at this point, or feed the enemies, but in the end, you're only affecting yourself. It's not worth it. Now that I'm level 4, I can finally take the buff by myself. It took 3 minutes and a half to finally take my buff.
So
Okay, now that I got the buff, let's play the game.
Enemy missing.
blood.
With the buff, I can finally play Sicilian the way he was meant to be played. It's like a complete different hero without it. Unless I was playing him as a support right from the start, then the order of the build would have been completely different and I would not use his first skill so frequently. But obviously this is not the case for this game.
I embrace it.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Sicilian is one of the strongest mages in the late game if you manage to stack his passive. Which is why I like building a lot of mana regeneration items so I can easily farm his passive.
Do you fear red? I embrace it.
Enemy has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret.
Bloody embrace.
Your positioning is extremely important during a fight. Even though he deals an absurd amount of damage, he's still pretty squishy. So during a team fight, you want to make sure to social distance yourself from the enemies.
An ally has been slain.
Why are you so
Feel the bloody embrace.
night out? After year. My Carmilla, why are you so cold and pale? Just
Ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
so cold and pale.
Request backup.
His first skill deals max damage if the target is in point blank distance or at the end of the skill, but if the target is between those two areas, then it won't deal any damage, which is why it's really important to keep a certain distance between you and the target. But if the enemy gets too close, you can still deal a good amount of damage if they're in point blank distance.
Feel the bloody embrace.
You want to keep these tips in mind when you're playing Sicilian.
It's not a blessing.
Bloody embrace.
Even though I had such a rough start in the early game, I made sure I never stopped farming, because as long as I can get my core items, the game should still be very winnable.
Just like me.
Your team destroyed a turret. Monster kill.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Fear rises. Love.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Mega kill.
Feel the bloody embrace.
Godlike. Shut down. Double kill.
Fear rises.
Triple kill.
Try to have this kind of mindset when playing with not so experienced players, and you will see that you won't get tilted that often. But I know it's really hard to control your emotions in a situations like this, and I'm still working on it. But as long as you keep trying, you will see that you will improve the way you handle your emotions while playing the game.
Bloody embrace. Bloody embrace.
I know that a lot of times when we play in solo rank, we encounter many of these players who are very inexperienced, which is why it's important to expect this kind of situation all the time, so you don't get extremely tilted or stressed out about this kind of situation, because in the end, we are playing the game to have fun. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thanks.